It is a profound regulation that the craving to do fundamentally suggests the capacity to do. You have all read of Aladdin's lamp, which brought about such wonderful things. This, of course, is only a fairy tale, but it represents the fact that man has within him the power, if he can use it, to fulfill his every desire. If you can't satisfy your deepest longings, it is time you learned how to use your inherent powers. You will soon be conscious that you possess idle powers within you, capable, when once developed, of revealing to you invaluable knowledge and limitless possibilities of success. Man should have plenty of everything, and not be merely content to live on, as so many have. All natural desires can be realized. It would be wrong for the infinite to create needs that couldn't be supplied. Man's very soul is a power for him to think, and it therefore is the essence of all created things. Each sense of man leads to thought, and in each thought, there is great potential, because true thought development, when united to those mysterious powers that perhaps transcend it, has been the cause of all the world's real progress. In the silence, we become aware of that something which transcends thought, and which uses thought as a mode for expression. Many have glimpses of that something, but few ever reach the state where the mind is sufficiently still to comprehend these depths. Quiet thought is more powerful than spoken words, for speech distracts from the focusing power of the mind by drawing more and more attention to the external. Man must learn more and more to rely on himself, to seek more from the infinite within. It is from this source alone that he ever gains the power to solve his practical difficulties. No one should give up when there are always the resources of infinity. The cause of failure is that men search in the wrong direction for success, since they are not aware of their real powers that, when used, are capable of guiding them. The infinite within is unfamiliar to those who live life without developing their spiritual powers, but the infinite aids only he who helps himself. There is no such thing as special provision. Man will not receive help from the infinite except to the extent that he believes and seeks divine assistance from this great source. Focus on what you want and get it. The quitter is controlled by circumstances. The resilient man controls circumstances. You can be either the vanquisher or the vanquished. By the law of concentration, you can achieve your deepest desire. This law is so powerful that what initially seems impossible becomes achievable. By this law, what you initially see as a dream becomes a reality. Remember that the first step in concentration is to form a mental picture of what you wish to achieve. This picture becomes a thought seed that attracts similar thoughts around it. Once planted in the imagination or creative region of the mind, you gather or build related thoughts, which continue to grow as long as your desire is sharp enough to encourage close concentration. Form the habit of thinking about something you wish to achieve for 5 minutes every day. Shut every other thought out of consciousness. Be certain that you will succeed. Determine that all obstacles in your way will be overcome, and you can rise above any environment. You do this by utilizing the natural laws of the thought world, which are all powerful. A great guide in the development of concentration is to write out your thoughts on that which lies nearest your heart, and to continue slowly to add to it until you have as nearly as possible exhausted the subject. You will find that each day, as you focus your powers on this thought at the center of the stream of consciousness, new plans, ideas, and methods will flash into your mind. There is a cycle of energy that will help you achieve your purpose. A promoter, for example, gets to thinking along a certain line. He has formed his own ideas, but he wants to know what others think. He heads out to seek ideas and soon finds many books, plans, etc. on the subject, even though when he started, he was unaware of their existence. The same is true in all lines. We can attract those things that will help us. Often, we seem to receive help in a miraculous way. It might be slow in coming, but when the quiet, hidden forces are put into action, they will bring results, as long as we do our part. They are ever present and ready to help those who care to use them. By forming a strong mental picture of your desire, you plant the thought seed which begins working to your greatest advantage, and in time, that desire, if in harmony with your higher nature, will materialize. It may seem unnecessary to caution you to think only upon achieving that which will be good for yourself, and cause no harm to another, but there are many who forget others and their rights and their anxiety to succeed. All good things are possible for you to have, but only as you bring your powers into harmony with that law that requires us to mete out justice to fellow travelers as we journey along life's road. So first, consider what is needed, and if it would be good for you to have, say, I wish to do this, I will try to get it. How will it be open for me? If you fully grasp mentally the idea of success, and hold it in mind each day, you gradually create a pattern or mold which will, in time, materialize. But by all means, keep free from doubt and fear, the dreadful forces. Never allow these to become associated with your thoughts. Finally, you will create the right conditions and receive help in many unforeseen ways that will lift you out of the undesired environment. Life will then seem completely different to you, for you will have found happiness through awakening within yourself the power to become the master of circumstances rather than their slave. The designer must work out his idea mentally before he produces it physically. The architect first sees the mental image of the house he is to plan, and from this, he works out the one we see. Every object, every undertaking, must first be mentally created. I know a man who started in business with 13 cents and not a dollar of credit. In 10 years, he has grown a large and profitable business. He credits his success to two things: belief that he would succeed and hard work. There were times when it didn't seem like he could weather the storm. He was being pressed by his creditors, who considered him bankrupt. They would have taken 50 cents on the dollar for his notes and considered themselves lucky. But by maintaining a bold front, he gained an extension of time when needed. When absolutely necessary for him to raise a certain amount at a certain time, he always did it. When he had heavy bills to meet, he would set his mind that certain people who owed him would pay by a certain date, and they always did. Sometimes he wouldn't receive their check until the last mail of the day of the extension, and I have known him to carry a check with the expectation of receiving a check from one of his clients the next day. He would have no other reason than his belief in the power of influencing the mind of another by concentration of thought for expecting that check, yet rarely has he been disappointed. Just put forth the necessary concentrated effort, and you will be wonderfully helped from sources unknown to you. Remember the mysterious words of Jesus the Master, "At all things ye desire, when ye pray, pray as if ye had received, and ye shall have." In conclusion, this emphasizes the profound power within each individual to achieve their deepest desires. By focusing on what you want and forming a clear mental picture, you can harness your inherent powers and the infinite resources of the mind. Success is not just about external efforts, but also about internal belief, concentration, and the alignment of your thoughts with your goals. Overcoming obstacles, maintaining a strong resolve, and relying on your inner strength are crucial to transforming dreams into reality. Ultimately, you have the power to master your circumstances and achieve greatness by fully utilizing your mental and spiritual capabilities.